What's up, YouTube? Welcome to another edition of Side Tripping with Carrie. We are back at the Greenwood Memory Lawn Cemetery here in Phoenix, Arizona. Today we are visiting the final resting place of Harold F. Haberling, better known as Habe Haberling, who was a stock car driver who unfortunately lost his life young at Daytona Speedway in Florida back in 1961. Well, if you are a viewer of this channel, this section of Greenwood is going to look familiar to you. This is right next to a freeway entrance, and it's very apropos for at least 3 individuals that are buried very close to this freeway entrance where cars are zipping by, and they're actually buried very close to each other. And I don't know if that was by design or just happenstance, but it's very interesting. Here is the final resting place of Harold Habe Haberling. And as you can see here, Habe was, in addition to being an accomplished stock car driver, he was a United States Naval Reserve veteran and a veteran of World War II. He was a motor machinist mate, 3rd class, chief petty officer, 3rd class. So, essentially he was a mechanic down in the bowels of a ship. And again, he served in World War II. Now, after World War II, he moved to Phoenix and began racing in earnest. When he grew up, he was, as you see here, he's from Iowa, and he raced in the Midwest, actually right after World War II. But at some point he moved to Phoenix and began racing around here as well. He was kind of a prototypical NASCAR driver. NASCAR got its start, the NASCAR that we know today really came into being in the late 50s, and he was around for that. His type of car that he drove primarily were modifieds and super modifieds. And modifieds were essentially pre-World War II cars that were modified to run faster. They would do different things to the engine, strengthen up the suspension, make the car lighter, but not to the extent that they do stock cars today. Super modifieds are even more modified than the modifieds, and they call that brand of driving, along with Indy cars and other styles, open wheel racing. Because and I'll put some examples up, you can see that the wheels are essentially outside of the car. They don't have fenders, that kind of thing. And those are the super modifieds. But again, Habe was a stock car racer, and unfortunately he lost his life at Daytona. He was practicing for the what was then kind of known as the Daytona 250 preliminary race to the more famous Daytona 500, and today it's known as the Daytona 300. But he was doing some practice laps, and if you know anything about Daytona, it's got a couple of really high bank curves, and something happened either with the car or maybe Habe lost control. But in any event, it was a very serious accident, obviously, and fortunately for Habe, by all accounts, he died instantly and didn't suffer. So he was married, had 3 daughters. His wife is laid to rest beside him, and she passed away in 2009. And yeah, and like I said, longtime viewers of the channel will notice that we're in the same section where Jimmy Bryan where his final resting place is located. And I'll put a link up to the video I did for Jimmy Bryan. And as you can see, this Mr. Bryan's grave is a little bit different than the one I had previously, or from what appeared previously. There was a picture, a photograph of Jimmy in his 1958 winning Indy 500 car, him seated in it, and so somebody removed it. Looks like it was glued down, and somebody removed it. Maybe somebody in Jimmy's family, or maybe just the maintenance people here at the cemetery. And one row down from Mr. Bryan is Bobby Ball, who was another Phoenix-based race car driver. And so you've got Bobby Ball, you've got Jimmy Bryan, and then there's one grave in between, but essentially, let's see, 2 rows up, or 1 row up from, or 1 row between Jimmy and Haberling is Habe's grave. So you've got Habe, and then someone in the middle, then Jimmy, and then Bobby Ball. So it's like I said, I don't know whether it was by design or just luck or happenstance, but all 3 of these accomplished race car drivers are laid to rest here at Greenwood. So I hope you guys, I'll just pan around while I close. I hope you guys like this video. If you did, please subscribe to my channel and pass the link around to friends, family members that might be interested in some Phoenix racing history, Phoenix history, cemeteries, Greenwood specifically, or final resting places of folks here in Arizona. So we'll see you soon. Thanks for watching.